What happened this week? And is the crypto crash over? It's what everyone's been talking about in the last few days after Bitcoin reached just below 30,000 US dollars and went negative for 2021. In this video, we'll look at the most recent developments from El Salvador, Microstrategy, and even Mark Cuban. We have a lot to cover, but before we do, please help support the channel by hitting the subscribe button to keep updated with the content we bring you every Tuesday and every Thursday. Now, let's get into the video. The market has been getting hit in both directions. We'll also go through some ideas about trading Bitcoin, as well as some altcoins that have already been rebounding. So first, of course, was the second act of China's crypto crackdown, the migration of China's Bitcoin miners. In May, Beijing actually called for severe restrictions of Bitcoin mining, and this caused what's been called by those in the crypto world as the Great Mining Migration to places like Texas. Now, Texas appears to be an ideal destination for miners due to its deregulated power grid and pro-crypto political environment. On Sunday, China actually extended its crackdown to the southwest province of Sichuan, where many miners were reportedly shut down. Overall, China's actions seem to have led to a significant decline in Bitcoin's hash rate and processing power. The second thing we saw this week was the creation of a digital asset working group. This is something that probably remained below the radar for many, but during a House Financial Service Committee hearing on central bank digital currencies, or as we know, CBDCs, the committee chairwoman Maxine Walters actually announced the creation of a digital asset working group. The focus of this group is interesting. It'll focus on how digital assets, both centralized and decentralized, are entering people's lives, and also what legislation can be created to reduce risks without stifling innovation. And members of the working group will also work on matters related to the possible creations of a CBDC in the United States, and that comes directly from the chairwoman herself. The next thing that was actually a series of events, kicking off with the El Salvador passing a new law to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender on June the 9th, becoming the first country to do so. But the World Bank actually refused to assist El Salvador in implementing it. Something else we saw this week was Mark Cuban calling for regulation. So another voice for regulation came from Mark Cuban, the billionaire investor, who revealed last week that he was trading a token from Iron Finance called Titan. You may have heard of this one. The token actually ended up crashing to zero in a single day. And what caused this? Well, at first, some in the crypto world speculated this was the result of a rug pull, which is the type of scam where developers abandon a project and leave investors' funds. Iron Finance actually denied those claims, writing in a blog post, the crash was due to a bank run or panic selling and the token's algorithmic code. Next up, we also saw Microstrategy now owning 100,000 Bitcoin worth over $3 billion US dollars. On Monday of this week, Microstrategy announced it now owns more than 100,000 Bitcoin after completing another purchase round. The enterprise software company spent roughly 489 million US dollars on those new Bitcoins. And this is an unprecedented concentration, but it does show a certain confidence in where Bitcoin could be headed in the long run. And last but not least on our radar this week was the spent output profit ratio, or SOPR. So the SOPR is actually an indicator that measures the profit or the loss of every single transaction that's made in the market. And as you can see here on the chart that I'm showing you now from 2016, there's a consistent reading above 1, or the black line, that suggests that Bitcoin is in a bull market. How does this happen? Well, in such times, participants really rarely sell at a loss. This means that in the worst case scenario, the SOPR bounces at the 1 line, but it doesn't drop below it. So we have a really detailed article about this in the description box below, and it basically says that even long-term holders are getting impatient and selling at low prices. So should the SOPR continue decreasing in trend, we might see even lower prices for Bitcoin in the coming weeks. So what's next? Well, to determine what you should do next, first look to Bitcoin dominance. It's seen a dramatic drop in both the recent bull run and the crash. Solana, for example, the 14th largest cryptocurrency by market cap, jumped more than 55% after bottoming out at $20 US dollars on Tuesday. So regardless of what you believe if the crash is over or not, it does seem likely that some altcoins will recover faster than others. As you can see here in this table, the Ethereum dominance has been increasing, as well as other altcoin dominance. So is the crash over and are we on a dip, within a dip, within a dip? Well, no one really knows. But in all seriousness, the Bitcoin price of $30,000 is a critical level, and it seems the market reacted to the price going below it. It's more or less where we started the year for Bitcoin, and seeing the price in the red might have prompted someone to decide this is the very bottom. But bottom picking is not a game with many winners. Bears are talking at levels around 29,000 and some as low as 24,000, while bulls are hopeful for a quick recovery over 35,000 to 40,000. So even if the crash is over, we are in for days, if not weeks, with extreme volatility and sharp moves in both directions. Wherever this trend might turn, and trading with smaller positions might be better from a risk management perspective. But if you are a believer in the bright future of Bitcoin and crypto, then something called cost dollar averaging might be a good investment strategy right now. And cost dollar averaging is basically when you're buying regular small amounts of your investment of choice, regardless of what it's doing in the last weeks or months. It's certainly a longer term strategy, but it is more risk adverse when it comes to market fluctuations if you are looking at longer term holdings. So what do you think about this strategy? Let me know in the comments. And if you are interested in cloud mining, you can actually mine your first crypto in just 4 hours for free today on Stormgain, which is BeInCrypto's partner cryptocurrency exchange. The BeInCrypto team actually use this, and some of them have said it's really easy. You don't need any expensive equipment, and you can use your rewards for trading. So the team will see you there. Let me know how you find it in the comments. The link is down in the description box below, and you might well get a cashback promo on your first deposit. Well, that's all for this video. Let me know in the comments your strategy for the next week when it comes to Bitcoin and altcoins, and we'll see you again next Tuesday for our next video installment.